NFL Nation, we are back. We are full swing ahead, midseason form. Coming off of a fun week last week, some action happening. McCaffrey traded to the Niners. The NFL is, we're starting to see who these teams are. I mean, the Giants are legit, the Eagles are legit. So we got two happy campers on this show, and everyone who's tuning in tonight, we got a special deal for you. You're tuning in tonight. Keep this in mind. It's only $5.99 a week. Sign up. You get expert chat. You get to go into the Win Daily Discord. And you're not just doing football. We're winning every week in college football, NFL. The PGA team has been red hot. The NBA has been cashing every week. So get involved. Special treat for the viewers tonight. $5.99 a week is basically nothing. Start turning the L's that maybe you're getting before into some W's with the squad. Jason, how you doing tonight?
Pretty good, man. I'm getting ready for the World Series. I think I'm gonna root a little bit for Dave's team. I'm gonna try my best to root for them. Go against Mattress Mac. He doesn't need another $75 million, whatever he's about to win. But doing good, man. NFL a little rough last week. I'll be honest, man. My wide receivers shit the bed in my main lineup. I had Walker, Jacobs, carried me. That was a bunch of points right there, but wide receivers really hurt me. So ready to go back at it for week 8. Had some close little games and showdowns. The showdowns definitely something that we all focus at windailysports.com. So locking in there. NBA has been really good so far. Happy with how everything's been flowing there. Props have been hitting. Tony's been hitting props. Ghosts have been hitting props. So props are definitely a thing that we've been doing well with as well. So ready for week 8, man. It's an interesting slate. We have a game where Russell Wilson is now stretching on 4-hour flights, waking everybody up. This bum. I don't know if you guys seen like these. Everybody's doing like the Halloween costumes, where they're like cutting out like the actual costume and they're putting up different things. They have one for Russell Wilson. It's just called The Fraud. And it's a picture of Russ with like some stats of how he's doing for like the spirit. Like if you're not on Twitter, you gotta check it out. It's pretty funny. But we don't have to see Russ. A little shorter slate, interesting slate. So I'm ready to start building. Dave, are you even caring about NFL right now? Is it all MLB for you, man?
Oh, I care a lot. We just made a big move today. The Philadelphia Eagles bringing in Robert Quinn, right, over from the Bears for a 4th-round pick, and then the Bears paying the rest of his salary this year. I don't know how he does it, but like Joel, I'm pretty happy. I know he's happy. The fourth quarter comeback kings in the New York Giants. They just show resiliency. Football's still real. We got the cross-state rivalry this week with those Pittsburgh Steelers. So it's big for us this week, but baseball is baseball's still number one right now. I went over to the stadium today to cop a little merchandise, and man, can I tell you, the line at 4 p.m. was 100 people. They love it right now.
Pretty crazy, man. Pretty crazy. Let's get in this 2 and pass. Like I said, there's a Thursday night game. Hopefully it's good. Baltimore, Tampa. Should be high scoring. Then we don't have to watch the Broncos and Jaguars. I'd rather sleep. I'll take my daughter to her soccer practice. Don't even need to watch that game. We skip right to the 1 o'clock games. You got Kyler Murray. I don't play video games, Joe, but Call of Duty came out. So I don't know if Kyler Murray is playable anymore. But you got Kyler Murray with D-Hop back. I think D-Hop definitely in play. Murray's definitely playable. Quarterbacks are short on this slate. Cousins in play. Jefferson in play. Dalvin Cook, you can maybe get there. But it's really, taking a shot at these quarterbacks and their number one receivers. If you want to take a shot on Zach Ertz, go right ahead. But it's D-Hop. It's Justin Jefferson, Kirk Cousins, Kyler Murray. Joe, P.J. Walker, man. He's got the W in his hand. He made DJ Moore relevant again somehow, some way. You trade everybody away, and now DJ Moore goes out and does his thing. And he shares of this Carolina-Atlanta game. This might be like the lowest pass attempts ever in a football game in a dome, probably ever.
Yeah, I'm actually okay with maybe taking a shot on PJ Walker. Now, this is a GPP play. It's far from safe, right? You want to take a shot, but this Atlanta team they can't stop anybody. So we've seen everybody have big days against them. DJ Moore, he has some okay receivers. I can see him throwing for a few touchdowns. He's so cheap, it's pretty low risk. If he does throw for a few, you can get real creative with the rest of your lineup.
Now, Dave, I think I'm finally, maybe coming around to Tua being a professional quarterback. Like some of these passes actually look pretty good. Like I watched it a little more intently on what was it, Monday night or Sunday night, and he's out there doing his thing. This is a game that's got one of the highest over-unders at 51.5. Talk about the Dolphins and the Lions. Goff, Amon-Ra didn't have a concussion. I had him in one of my other main lineups. My wide receivers just completely killed me. He didn't have a concussion. They took him out for a concussion, but it wasn't a concussion, and now he's fine. I don't know what to do about that, but this looks like a good game stack here, Miami and Detroit.
It really does. I'm still on the fence with Tua. I'm not there yet. I saw some like all he had to do was throw it as far as he could, and Tyreek Hill would have got under it, and he's still underthrown. Like, and maybe that was as far as he could throw it. And it's still out a little bit, and that team couldn't close a game against a bad Steelers team. The Steelers closed it for them with Pickett throwing those 3 picks. But hey, we're moving on to this week, and the one thing you got to know is Detroit lets up about 100 points at home. So the Dolphins are in play. It's in a dome. I love Waddle. I love Hill this week. I think they're both great plays. I think Mostert will get a touchdown too. So I could see myself, I don't want to play all 3 in one pair, but I will try and play shares of each. And then on the Lions side, I mean, Swift coming back is definitely helpful against a Miami team that you can move the ball a little bit on the ground. I know Najee Harris wasn't great, but he's not great any week. Daniel Jones has more rushing yards than that Najee Harris. So,
but most improved player, Daniel Jones, man. Joe, I'm sure you already bet that, right?
But I will tell you, we could be back to one of those TJ Hawkinson weeks. I'm going to keep at 48K, 49K. I think we could get one of those sneaky weeks again. I remember Andrews lit up the Dolphins. They haven't been great against the tight end. I don't know if I can take Amon-Ra after last week. I might have to sit out one.
Dave, before we get back to Joe here, I'll let you talk about your Eagles. They're playing at home. Projected to win by 10. Kenny Pickett's throwing picks. This defense is going to be better. Is this a Eagles defense? Is it a Jalen Hurts day? Is it a Sanders day? This should be the easiest game of your season so far. What's your thoughts about stacking these players for DFS?
Yeah, between this and the Commanders early on, yes, probably is. I agree. My thought on the Eagles side, I think it's more of a Hurts day. Pittsburgh really hasn't been great in the passing game, even though they have those good, Mick and Fitzpatrick's back there. But they're very good rushing the quarterback. They've created a lot of pressures, which I think really helps Hurts in this type of game environment. So I like the Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. And I'll probably lay off the rushing game this week because it might be a lot of Jalen Hurts running too. Could even see some shares of Goddard, but I think we'll find better situations with Goddard. On the other side, for me, I still think Pickens could get you some slop at the end. When Kenny gets in trouble, and we saw it this week, Pickens got the touchdown. Deontay's nowhere to be found. And Claypool, forget about it. I think we could get some value at Pickens at 4,700.
Yeah, once Claypool gets traded, Pickens going to be in for all the targets here. Deontay's catching balls like 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and then he gets some opportunities here. But Pickens is the guy who's actually getting the ball down the field in the red zone as well. Kid's got a lot of talent. I don't know what he was looking at in the sidelines. He looked like he was like in a coma in the sidelines. Where just like him on. That's like, what are you even thinking about at that point in the game? But Joe, this game could be interesting. Derek Carr, Josh Jacobs, best year of his career. This guy's definitely gonna get paid after what he's been doing as long as he stays healthy here. Devontae hasn't had those big games yet. Renfro not really involved. Darren Waller might be back. How are you looking at this game, Oakland versus New Orleans?
I like Oakland here. Oakland, Las Vegas. I'm sorry. I like Las Vegas here. This New Orleans team is just banged up. I think if they were fully healthy, I might be able to support them, but I don't even know who they're playing. Jameis, they say, is still hurt. He's going to try and play. We don't know what we're getting out of him anymore. I think, eventually the talent is there for this Raiders team, and then they string one together this week.
Yeah, DFS wise, any plays you like here? Are you playing anybody from New Orleans? Or is this a complete fade here?
Maybe I have a few shares of Olave. He's their go-to guy right now. If Thomas is healthy, I'd look at him, but again, I don't know what we're getting out of him. But on the Raiders side, all their studs. I mean, Jacobs has broken out this year. He looks great. He's going to play for me almost every week. Adams, of course, I'll look at. I don't know if Waller's healthy, so I'll probably proceed with caution there.
Yeah, now Dallas announced today Zeke is probably out for quite some time. I think it was an MCL sprain. So it's going to be the Tony Pollard show against Chicago. Chicago, like Dave said earlier, lost one of their best defensive players here. Dallas favored by 9.5, 10, depending on where you're looking at the line. Dak didn't look good. He didn't look bad. Defense won that game. Defense definitely in play. Good correlation here is probably Tony Pollard with the Dallas defense. They're picking balls off. They're sacking the quarterback. And Justin Fields he's on the opposite side of Tua. I'm starting to come along with Tua, but Justin Fields, it's like, I don't know what's going on out there. I don't see that lasting unless they just let him run and let him run every play. But this is not the team that you want to run on. So I'm off the Chicago side. There's nobody playable here in Chicago. I'm not on Dak Prescott. Disappointed with Lamb and Gallup last week. So it's pretty much just Tony Pollard and the Dallas defense here for me. Moving over to New England and the Jets here. No thank you anywhere here as well. This game's pretty much a fade. If you want to try out Stevenson, I won't hate that play. I think both defenses are in play. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but when Mac Jones got pulled the other day for that pick, did you guys see what happened?
I didn't see the
pick.
pick.
He's starting today?
The Mac Jones pick that guy
hit the
went up
wire.
and grabbed the one.
Yes.
It hit the wire.
ESPN said
that ESPN wire.
illusion.
I see the video. It hit it, bro. It definitely.
They said no way it missed it by 10 feet. That's an illusion. ESPN said that.
I don't know, man. I saw I saw the video. It hit the wire, and he got pulled right after that. So I don't know if it had to do with that in particular. Like that one throw did it. But Mac Jones is back. This total is 40.5. Breece Hall out for the season, ACL tear, and the guy was looking amazing. Michael Carter, James Robinson, they're going to be splitting carries, it looks like. Damian Harris, probably 30% share here with Stevenson. Jets, good defense. I can see the Jets somehow winning this game again, but no real fantasy value for me, man. Like, I think Wilson is a bust. I don't know what's going on with Mac Jones. He looked good for a second, but this is a low total. Not really here. Joel, I'll go back to you here on Tennessee and Houston. 40.5 total. Another low-scoring game here. Any love for Jones? Pierce or Henry here, running backs? I don't think we want to play any of the quarterbacks here. What's your thoughts on this game?
Generally, I don't love this game environment. I think what the teams do well kind of are the strengths of the other team's defense. So it's not a great spot for me to target. The one guy that I would want to look at is Henry because this Houston team hasn't been very good against the run, and obviously he can go bazonkers. So the problem with Henry is you got to pay up. So like he really has to come through with a monster day to pay off his price tag, which he can. But 100 yards and a touchdown wouldn't be enough for this price.
Yeah, the one thing that doesn't make sense here, I don't know if you guys want to be on the public side here, but Tennessee is a better team here. I know they're on the road, but it's Houston. It's not like they're going across the country. They're going to Houston from Tennessee. I'm kind of shocked that, similar to the Giants the other week, like they were getting 2 points against Jacksonville. I think Tennessee is a more complete team, way better coaching staff, better quarterback even. You don't say that too often with Tannehill going here, but I think Tennessee is a pretty solid bet at 2.5. Joel, stick to your Giants, man. You have the comeback player of the year as long as he stays healthy in Saquon. Most improved player in Daniel Jones. People call me crazy. I was so down on Russell Wilson that one of the quarterbacks I said I'd rather have in DFS or fantasy for the whole entire season was even where I drew the line was like even rather take Daniel Jones over him. And Daniel Jones is obviously better quarterback overall. But Geno Smith in this game, slightly lower total than I thought it would be at 44.5. Seattle favored here. Joe, Giants win again on the road.
Hammer the Giants. The disrespect of the Giants has gone too far. This Geno Smith is not beating the Giants. The Giants listen, they have one loss for a reason. This is a good football team. And you know what? They'll probably go down in the first half, and they'll come back and win like they've done
Should we just bet them at the half then? Like, should we be greedy and take some, or bet them like when they're down 10 in the fourth quarter? Is that the time to bet these Giants?
I mean, I actually do think that's what's going to happen this week, but the Giants are good. take the points in the Giants here. I mean, this is now it's getting disrespectful. They're legitimately are who they are.
Gino's good though. Gino is good though. This team is better. Kenneth Walker is good. They're at home. It's going to be some bad weather, but no DK Metcalf. And I see the Giants play too. I'm not against the Giants play, but Seattle's a good team, man. I honestly think they're a good team.
You know who else is good? The 6-1 Giants.
You loading up on Saquon here? Are you playing any of these wide receivers? What are you doing?
Yeah,
you got no more Bellinger, so I can't play him at 2,500 no more.
I love Saquon. I think this is a great spot for him here, which should be I think a friendly environment for him in terms of scoring points. I actually like Daniel Jones a little bit here. The problem with Daniel Jones is that he really doesn't have anyone to throw to. But, I don't need to pair him with a receiver. If he has another big running, they're getting him really involved in the run. He just has to throw for 1 or 2 touchdowns. Has 50 to 70 yards rushing, and he's relatively affordable. So he pays off his price tag by doing so. So I'm okay with Jones as well. And then on the Seattle side, I don't want to attack this Giants defense. I think this Giants defense is pretty good. No one's really gone off on them. So I think the only guy I'd consider is Walker, but I don't think I'm playing the passing game in Seattle.
Yeah, I kind of agree on the Walker call here. Dave, a lot of low totals in a lot of games here. We're going to have to find some games. This one has 39.5 on it. Jonathan Taylor is playing. He's only 8K. This might be a spot to load up on some Taylor. I don't know because this team – and shout out – I'm just going to put it out there. Shout out to all the people who are smarter than me and played Paris Campbell last week. Like, I don't know who decided. I know – he was on the field, but that was a gutsy thing, and that was like the nuts play, Paris Campbell. I was shocked when I saw this lineup. The guys are taking down millions with Paris Campbell. But Heineke, one other thing I thought was interesting on Twitter today, I saw Heineke, every team he beats, he buys a pair of Jordans and the color scheme of the team he beat. So today he was rocking like green and yellow Packer Jordan kind of look. So the guy's got some swag. He's definitely better than Carson Wentz. Might slow down the pace here. Dave, do you like anybody? Are you riding Paris Campbell, Taylor, or Pittman? Because I'm assuming Indianapolis is the better side here.
No, you skipped 5 games for me and gave me Sam Ehlinger and Taylor Heineke. So I thank you very much.
You can talk about the Rams and Niners next week. You can go right into that game next. Like,
oh, man. No, I will say this much. Taylor's in play for me. Taylor's in play because what Aaron Jones kind of did to Washington last week. It caught a ton of balls out of the backfield. I think Taylor will be Ehlinger's safety blanket. So he's there. He's in play. I'm off Campbell. I know that was a nuts play last week. It was crazy, but I think Pierce might get under-owned this week, and we saw him get, consecutive, 4 in a row, really good games until last week. I think I could get Pierce back on some of my lineups. You guys loved him last week, and I think this week he'll go under-owned. And then that Heineke's playing, going to be tough to run against Indianapolis, but the Scary Terry show's back. 6K is not terrible for a guy that could rack in 2 touchdowns in this game.
You guys do college football games, man. When I see a name like Ehlinger, is this a guy that in college was a guy, or is he just a guy?
Texas. He was hook 'em horns, and he was a guy. He was absolutely. He was like Colt McCoy from Texas. Very similar.
Well, so just a guy or a guy? Like, is he going to go out there throwing a ball, or you think he's going to be like reserve type of game?
Well, what I think makes Ehlinger interesting is this offense, because of Taylor. He's going to add an extra. He can run, Ehlinger. He's got legs. And I think he's going to add a new dimension with, him running the ball and Taylor. Kind of like what the Giants do a little bit with Daniel Jones. And if he can give you a decent rushing game, I mean, he's not going to throw for 303, but just a decent passing game with rushing at the cheap price point on DraftKings, he could be interesting.
Joe, you rather play him or Heineke?
Ooh, wow, that's a tough one.
Heineke. I just think
Ehlinger's 4. Is he really 4K here? 4K is kind of ridiculous for a quarterback. Like, you just need him to kick 2 field goals and he hits value here. 4K for a quarterback is kind of interesting.
I hear you, but the script on Washington, because Indianapolis is good up front, I think they have to throw it. Where I think Indy doesn't necessarily have to against Washington. We'll see. Washington's okay against the run too.
I would agree. I actually think I agree. The 4K is just laughably cheap.
Yeah, it's like a field goal kicker. Like, you get him 8 points and you're good.
You should draft him. Joel, draft him.
Throw 150 yards and 1 touchdown and run for 60 yards and a touchdown, and that's 20 points for 4K. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I had somebody else picked out for my quarterback. I might have to go with this dude Ellinger. I wanted to get you guys cosign on Ellinger. 4K for a quarterback, you won't see it often, ever. Like it's never ever playable.
So is Matt Ryan dead? Or are they going to actually dress him? I heard that he's down the third string.
I have no idea what they're going to do with him. Yeah. I think they faked an injury for him for right now to kind of rest up and see what's going on. But the fact that what's crazy to me is that Taylor hasn't had a game yet. Like Matt Ryan, we know who Matt Ryan is, but Jonathan Taylor was like the number 1 drafted fantasy running back, and he hasn't had a game the entire year of any. Like these stats are
Week 1, he was like 20, but that's not.
Yeah, he went for 31 for 61, but he had 161, but he hasn't broke. He has only got 1 touchdown on the year, and he hasn't broke 100 yards from the first week. So, maybe he's banged up. I get it, but pretty shocking. It's not like he's had kind of matchup against KC, Jacksonville, and then 2 matchups against Tennessee. Tennessee's a good defense, but it is what it is. Dave, last game in the main slate. Before we do the DraftCast, make sure you check us out at windailysports.com. See our projection models, lineup optimizer, all that kind of good stuff for free with promo code WINBIG. San Fran, they look good for a second. Chiefs look better. And the Rams haven't looked good since, I don't know when, maybe the Super Bowl. What's going on here in this game, man? Big game for both teams.
C-Max too big for me on this slate, 8,700 when you got Henry at 84 and Taylor at 8. I just don't like it. So I'm off there. But Ayuk is just a constant threat in the passing game. I love him in this slate. I think, get him off Ramsey. But Debo kills the Rams too. So, they're both in play, I think. On the other side, look, Kupp and Higbee had like 20 receptions against the Niners the last time they played. Stafford, I think, is going to have to throw the ball. I don't trust their run game. I could easily see myself doubling up with Kupp and Higbee.
Joe, who wins this game?
The Rams have looked so bad that it's hard to even pick them. I haven't seen them play well. I just think the Niners are going to win in a landslide.
Okay, we'll see what happens. Let's get to the DraftCast right now, though. Guys, I don't know who won last week. Dave, you do the math. You're the staff accountant
I did.
here.
Well, I had the number 1 running back, Josh Jacobs, the number 1 receiver, Jamar Chase, and the 5th-ranked quarterback in Herbert. So that did it. The rest of the lineup wasn't as well-rounded, but it was enough to take this one down. So that gives me 3, ties you.
Okay, so what do you want to do? You want to go first pick, second pick, third pick? How do you want to play this thing?
I love these 2 and passes because it really sets me in a position where I'm hearing you guys talk. I'm going to go third. And I'm going to give Joel, I'll let you lead off, Big Blue. And, I can't put Jay on the end anywhere because he forgets. So we'll keep him in the middle.
Okay.
All right. Well, then I guess that puts me on the clock. I got some tough decisions to make here. I want to make an impact play with my first pick, so I'm going to go ahead and take the best player in the league and Saquon Barkley.
Okay. I'm gonna take the second best player in the NFC East right now, and I'm not gonna grab Ellinger. I'm gonna grab Jalen Hurts. Quarterback is so light where it's like if you don't get Jalen Hurts, I know there's 2 there, and Ellinger is actually like if you guys took Hurts early, I would have just took Ellinger and said, let's roll, let's see what happens. But give me Jalen Hurts, especially in your cash games. You just plug him in. There's nobody else that can touch him on this slate, I feel like, unless Daniel Jones gets there. So give me Jalen.
Yeah, good pick. I think we've seen Josh Allen obliterate the Steelers. We've seen good teams really light them up. So I like that pick. I'm going to go to something that I've done for the past few weeks and it seems to work, and I'm not scared of the salary. I'm going to go Derrick Henry here. Any good running back against Houston is almost a smash play for me. It can be chalky, but at the same time, Jacobs was chalky last week, right? But you need him in your Millie lineup. So there are times chalk does win. So I will take that. And you guys are right. This is an ugly, ugly slate for quarterbacks. Which makes it not too pretty for wide receivers either. But I got to go in the game that I think we're going to see a lot of points. And I'm going to go Jalen Waddle, 6,700, and hope for the return of, one of those big, he's fourth in the league in targets. So I'm hoping he returns and provides big value at that number.
Okay. All right. I'm going to take a gamble here. We're all gambling pretty much every single day of the week. I'm going to take a slight gamble here. I saw a report that Zeke has they're calling it a grade 2 MCL strain. And they're playing the Bears. They've got some wins on the board. I know he had a good game last week, but I don't think they run him back out there in a game that they should be favored to win. Give me some Tony Pollard, 6,100. Assuming, look, if Zeke's going to play, I'm off it, but playing a little strategy here with these guys because they're both sharp here. So give me Pollard at 6,100.
Good pick.
Yeah, I like your strategy there. That was a good pick. That was smart. All right. Does that put me back on the clock?
It does for 2.
For 2. I go back to back. All right. I am going to you know what? I will say about this week, the pricing is interesting. They really kind of priced guys up, so you got to really pick and choose your spots. It's really hard to build a creative lineup the way they've done pricing this week. But I'm going to go ahead and start with Donta Foreman on the Panthers. I still think his price is a little bit underpriced against the Falcons team that hasn't been very good. I think they should score some points, and at 5.3 I can get some value. And I'm going to pair him with. No, I'm not going to do that. Actually, I'm going to change my mind. Go ahead and give me Kenneth Walker. I just really like this guy. I think
he's a stud, man. He's a stud. And you saw the lady and gave him like the finger after he scored that big touchdown, and he just threw the deuces up at the end. Like, classy guy that goes out there and does his thing. I was kind of worried, man, because I thought you were gonna go this way, but give me Mostert. The guy looks really good, dude. Like, he's like he's like built perfect for that team. He's not as fast as Tyreek and Waddle, but he just gashes those holes, and I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. Give me Mostert, 5,900. Very solid play, I feel like, for a cash game, single entries.
I agree. Love Mostert. Been on him for past 3-4 weeks. He's returning good value for us. But talking about one we didn't get too deep with, that I think his value has skyrocketed since the trade on Monday. I'm going to go Travis Etienne here. If not for a fumble here or there last week, he was going to put up a monster, and now he's got no James Robinson to worry about. So it's his show. And at 5,800, I think this is a great price versus a Denver team that let up 160 to Josh Jacobs. So I go Etienne, and I think he's got a chance to be in your Millie Maker lineups this week. He's a guy that could turn it upside down. And then I'm going to stick with that game that we talked about earlier, and I'm going to go TJ Hawkinson, 4,900.
Okay. Good calls there. These running backs, there's a lot of running backs in this range that are nice values, man. There really is. So good calls there. Do I do it? Yeah, you know what? I need some value. I'm going to take a shot. DraftKings didn't put his price up. This could be a dud. Don't love the play, but Atlanta's defense is quite awful. So give me, let's double down on DJ Moore, 5,300. He's going to get all the targets. He got 10 targets last week and scored a touchdown. Even without the touchdown, still caught 7 balls for 69. He's everything for this offense, 5,300 for wide receiver 1. I don't really care who's throwing you the ball. When you get all those targets, he should be in a good spot.
Atlanta's 32nd in pass defense, DVOA,
Yeah.
32nd. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Just the pace of that game worries me. Like I said, they might throw combined 25 times between both teams. That's something that worries me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, I got to get some exposure here to Dave, your Philadelphia Eagles. I think this is a spot where they're going to score some points. And I like AJ Brown here, so I'm going to go ahead and take AJ Brown.
Mm-hmm.
He's their premier weapon. I think he's in a good spot to exploit this Pittsburgh secondary. And then I'll go ahead and pair Brown with go ahead and give me D Hop. He's back. He's the number one guy. I think he's still a little underpriced for someone who's definitely a number one receiver.
He's a guy that I was definitely looking at. Great call, Joel. I really like that play. Yeah, I think 7,400. The guy should be an 8K type of guy. So great call there. I need a wide receiver still. I got DJ Moore. Not going to go back to the Gallup train. Not sure what to do with this guy. Oof. It is tight. Let me take a shot here. If weather becomes a thing, I'll probably come off this guy in my main lineup. So definitely check us out at windailysports.com. Hop in the expert chat. But if weather is good, if it's raining and it's pouring, I'm not playing any Giants receivers. But if it's clear outside, give me and if he's healthy, because he looks like he missed practice on Wednesday. But if Wan'Dale is healthy, I'll take a shot at him at 4,700. He is the de facto wide receiver one. Joe, just while I'm talking about Robinson, you consider him wide receiver one for your team?
Right now, yes.
Okay. He's safe this week, or is it a bad pick?
Not a bad pick. I probably prefer him in cash or small tournaments because I just don't know how massive an upside he has with this passing game, but he's definitely safe. I think he'll get you 4 to 5 catches and 50 or 60 yards, and for his price, that should be pretty close to paying off.
All right, sounds good. Wait. I think we have someone breaking the rules here. We have the lawyer inspecting. Did Dave break the rules here and take somebody not even on the main slate? Joe, how do we penalize Joe for being unprepared? What's the ruling, Sia? Wait, you're out there. How do we penalize?
I forgot that's 9:30. I forgot it's a London game.
You gotta give him the death penalty.
What is it?
No, you're right. It's the London game.
Okay, so take him off. I don't know. We give him the last pick. Joe, what do we do here?
We take away all his draft picks for the next 2 years.
There you go.
No, what I'll do is I'll pick my 2 here and leave that slot empty. Yeah, I'll penalize myself and pick at the end. That is a good call.
All right. Thank you, Sia.
I'm trying to juggle 4 things with this board, and yes, I missed that. Good call. Now that's why'd I do that? Yeah, I'm looking at your Roto Grinders here. Well, all right, I'm not flipped. I'm ready. I'm going to go Cooper Kupp anyway. Like I said, he had an enormous game against the Niners last time, and I'm going to have to find some value plays behind him because I did spend up for Henry and Kupp, so it's not an ideal situation, but it is going to put me in the Sam Ellinger range, so I might as well just do it now before you guys take him from me. Like you said, get me 12 points. I think I'm okay with the 4K salary, so I will take Ellinger here and hope and pray I can fill out 50K.
Ellinger is a good call, man. I really think you're safe there, man. Like the only way he burns you if he throws 2 or 3 picks and they bring Matt Ryan in or somebody else in because he can't do it. But if he runs for 50 yards, right then and there, like you're pretty much at value unless he throws a lot of picks or fumbles. So I wouldn't worry too much. I think you're in a good spot with him. I think he's even cash viable. You can call me crazy, but I wouldn't play him in cash. I would still play Jalen in cash, but it's not. If you want to load up on Cooper Kupp and Justin Jefferson and D-Hop and higher price running backs, Ellinger, is a solid play all around, man. So I'm with that. You guys both took, let me see here. You got Waddle off the board. Actually, no, I got Mostert. I like Tyreek a lot, obviously. Just don't know if I can fit him in. You know what? I'm going to roll the dice here, man. You guys didn't take Tyreek, right? He's on the board. Give me Tyreek, and then I'm going to have to just dumpster dive for the rest of my picks. I just think Miami's going to have a field day here with Detroit. Like you said, they're just letting up a bunch. So give me Tyreek Hill.
Nice.
I need a cheap defense now.
Dave, you put me in a bad position. I was banking on getting Ellinger to make this whole thing work.
Daniel Jones, bro. Roster your guy.
I am in a bad position here. Literally, I needed the 4K. I think Daniel Jones is still too much. I don't think I can afford it. How much is Daniel Jones? Where is he?
57, I think.
I don't think I can get there.
Go PJ Walker. You can maybe
thinking.
Justin Fields, 5,200. Davis Mills, 5,200. Kenny Pickett, 51.
Or you can pick the London game like I did and go T-Law.
All right, I'm gonna have to do this. Give me my boy Daniel Jones.
There you go, man.
I'm gonna have to figure this out some way or some other. So I'll take Daniel Jones. I don't have much money left. I got a dumpster. I'm gonna take my tight end now, and You know what? Forget that. Give me the Bears defense. I gotta go real cheap. Maybe they can get a pick. Maybe Dak is still hurt, not 100%. They can make a play. So I'll take them, and then I'll figure out how I'm gonna make the rest of this work later.
I like it. I like it.
Oh man, you just ruined his entire night, Dave, by taking.
Well, if I'm going Cup and Henry, that was the only way. Like I was the same as him. I saw the strategy, but I'm with you, man.
Yeah, let me go a little Tyler Higbee. There's a lot of low-scoring games. San Fran and LA at least have two offenses that can score. No weather concerns here. Higbee, he's pretty much the number 2 receiver in his offense here. I know he had a down game against Carolina. That was just a weird game all around. Should be rested here coming off the bye week. So Higbee, 4,200. He can see double-digit targets. If San Fran, scores some points here, give me some Higbee.
I'd like it. All right. Well, I can't go back and really bank on Paris Campbell doing this 2 weeks in a row. So I'll say that they flipped the script this week and go back to Alec Pierce. So they're almost identical price. I can pair them up with my cheap quarterback. 4,600 gives me some flexibility when I try and dumpster dive a little later here, but man, the defenses are bad this week, but I think I'm going to take a shot on the New York Jets. The Jets have been really solid, and they haven't really faced a good quarterback in a while. They're not going to face another one this week. I think they can create enough pressures, maybe a pick or two, and leaves me with a little bit of flexibility, about 9K coming in.
Yeah, I'm looking at defenses right now. I'm trying to decide between two. I would actually lean Giants here. If the weather's really bad, I go Giants, but I'm going to go against Ellinger here. Commanders coming off 2 games where they're actually getting some sacks against Chicago, against Tennessee, 5 sacks in each of those games. They're cheap. Playing is more like a single entry build to hopefully beat you guys. So give me the Commanders playing on the road against a young quarterback and an offense that's struggling, and hope they don't have a high scoring game here. So if Ellinger goes off, these Commanders would be dead, but I need some salary saving here. So give me Commanders, 2,600. I do like the Giants, though, as another cheap defense.
All right.
Yeah, I was looking at the Giants, too, but I unfortunately can no longer afford them, so I had to go a different direction with that. So what I like here is that I'm going to take it's a big risk, but it does help me a lot salary-wise. You know what? I'm not going to do that. What I was going to do is take the Giants' new tight end, Myrick. I mean, he got 2 balls last week. He's 2,800, so at least fill up salary. But I found another route that I'm going to go, so I'm not going to take him. I'm going to take Schultz at tight end. I think with Dak back and healthy, Schultz is underpriced here. He's one of the better tight ends. Schultz is hurt. There is a concern there, but if he can get a healthy week, I think he can have a big week here at 3,700. And that leaves me with 3,200 left. And the receiver, I'm going to take a shot on is Philip Dorsett, who, if Nico Collins is out, which it looks like he probably is going to start. The way to attack this Tennessee defense is through the air. Starting receiver on that team at 3,200, it's a good cheap price. So I'm dumpster diving here, obviously, but I think I got some guys that can give me a chance.
There you go. My last pick. It's a tough one. Don't like this spot at 4,400. That's what I got left over. Obviously, I'd probably go a little bit different. I'm not on this guy. Never on this guy. Don't have him any season-long teams. This is purely price play here. $4,000. It's going to be the first time I ever mention this guy's name on a stream or have him even fake lineups that we kind of work with each other and try to fight each other against. But I'll take a shot. I got DJ Moore, so why not go with Kyle Pitts to run it back with, man. 4,000. He almost got a touchdown the other day, and that touchdown would have made Sticks a lot more money. He won a ton of money anyways, but he was fighting for some big money. That Pitts touchdown would have been big for him. 4,000. Similar to Ellinger, there's a lot of ugly games. This game is at least in a dome, and there's so much talk around getting this guy the damn ball. Like, probably a good time to start throwing this guy the ball here. So 4,000, I'll take a shot on Kyle Pitts. I think he's viable for tight end spot. I just don't like that range really. I was looking at Garrett Wilson at 4,400, but I hate Kyle Wilson more than I hate Kyle Pitts. So I'll go with Kyle Pitts here.
All right, I like it. It gets ugly quick. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna, and I don't recommend this to a lot of you guys out there, but maybe this one just somehow works. But I'm gonna stack. Well, yeah. No, I'm going to stack the lowest scoring total on the board. I'm going to go Brian Robinson at 5,600. Now I got 3 players from the beautiful Commanders Colts game. But maybe they got. I mean, Robinson the past 2 weeks, 37 carries, averaging about 11.5 DK points. So at this price, if I pop a touchdown, get 16, 17, we're in really good shape, and it leaves me just enough for one of the fantasy heroes last week. And I don't love double tight ends, but in this situation, a guy coming off 2 touchdowns, give me Juwan Johnson from the New Orleans Saints, a game that could focus a lot of points. And as we know, Joel, in the past, the Cardinals weren't very good against tight ends.
You guys are going down this week, just letting you guys know. Feeling pretty good this week. Jalen Hurts, my running backs. Got Tyreek in there. Wandell, I'm a little worried about, though. That guy I'm a little worried about. But looks good like so Pollard. Far. You like yours? All right.
I like Pollard, though, I was going to say. That Pollard looks good.
Yeah, I don't know if Zeke's not completely ruled out yet. But before we head out, what are you guys thinking about tomorrow, man? It's Wednesday night right now. Thursday night football. Brady's getting washed by everybody. Lamar Jackson can't really win games either. What happens tomorrow, man? Joel, who wins this game? Just from like a betting perspective, Bucks are at home, favored by 1.5. Everybody's trashing, everybody's trashing Brady right now. They look, I don't know how they lost I just don't get how they can physically lose to the Steelers and Panthers in back-to-back weeks. Shocking. Are they going to lose again 3 in a row?
Losing to those 2 teams back-to-back weeks is concerning. Right now, it's just hard to bet on them. I mean, the Ravens haven't looked great either, but they haven't looked as bad. So I'll go with the Ravens.
I agree. They've been a little bit better on the road. They've blown most of their games at home. If we think about the Bills and the Dolphins, I'll lean that way too. It's just Tampa can't get off the field on defense either. Right? It's not just the Brady show, right? You'll have 21-24 to PJ Walker. I'll go with. It doesn't feel great, but I'll go with the Ravens too.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go the other way, man. I think this is a get right spot for Brady. Showdown wise, kind of would lean the passing offense for the Bucks here, but obviously Andrews obviously in play, Lamar's in play for showdowns. We'll be talking showdowns. We'll have an article up at windailysports.com as far as showdowns go. Make sure you like and subscribe to the show. Joel, I ask you before we head out, man. I'm assuming it's one of the guys on your lineup. Maybe it's the Daniel Jones, Saquon connection, but who's going to be on the Million Maker? What's the stack that you think wins the Million Maker? What quarterback combination?
So I'm not promoting this as the go-to Million Maker play, but something I was thinking when I made this pick is a very sneaky play. I actually like my pick of Philip Dorsett. If he does end up starting, if Nico Collins is out and he's getting a full game with that speed, he can catch. Like, he's the type of guy that he might only get 3 catches, but he'll have 1 for 75 and a score. And at 3,200, that's the type of guy that you find in a Million Maker lineup. So as a GPP dart, I like him there. But in terms of the actual plays of guys, stacks that you want to look at, guys that are going to bring you home or stack that's going to bring you home a tournament this week. I know. But it's probably going to be Hurts and Brown or Smith.
Yeah, I think Miami's definitely in play too. You're going to see a lot of people running back that Tua, Waddle, Tyreek stack.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mozart's a way to get off that a bit. I'm going to say Mozart's on the Million Maker lineup, and if it's not the Miami stack here, I tend to agree with you, Joe. Philly's probably next in line, and if you want to get sneaky, the Erlander, you can even, just so you guys put it out there, you can run Ellinger with Taylor. You don't have to go. You don't have to go with one of the passing backs. Washington's defense is that bad. If there was a game for Taylor to kind of break out, whether it's a passing game or run game, or just scoring touchdowns here, and don't forget about Michael Pittman. He made a comment too, like, I'm open all the time, but Matt Ryan sucks. Pretty much is what he said. So he can bounce back, have a good spot here. So I think the Colts stack is a stack that can be a little bit different. You can play it a couple different ways. But Dave, Million Maker, your favorite stack before we head out?
Yeah, earlier I said Juwan, and I said Arizona's bad against. I actually meant Las Vegas, but let's go back to that Las Vegas New Orleans game. I really think we could see a lot of fireworks in that game. I go back to the New Orleans, Seattle game of 2 weeks ago. I think we could, and I even think about Cincinnati, New Orleans a couple weeks ago as well, where we had the LSU combo down there. I could see a get right game for Carr, Adams. So I'm going to say Adams is in it. And I know we didn't touch him today. That's because we went some other ways to build to beat each other. But I like Adams this week. I like Jacobs last week. I think it's the passing game's turn.
Yeah, Adams and Jonathan Taylor. It's an interesting comment. One of these days, they're going to turn into Adams and Taylor again and blow up a slate, kind of like Jamar Chase has been doing the last couple of weeks. Joe, appreciate you stopping by. Dave, appreciate you stopping by. Everyone, give us a follow on Twitter. Go to Win Daily Sports on Twitter. These guys are on Twitter. Joe, give out your Twitter name. Dave, give out your Twitter name. Get some follows out there. Like and subscribe to the show. Joe, where we can find you?
You can find me at DraftMasterFlex.
There you go. Dave, where you at?
At DGleck, GLOECK.
There you go. We are out of here. Good luck in your games. Hop in our expert chat on Discord at Win Daily Sports. You can search it up. It's all over the site, windailysports.com. We're out of here. Enjoy Thursday night game. Hopefully it's a game that scores more than like 35 points total, which it should. Dave, good luck to you, my friend. Joe, you put money on the Phillies just to hedge the millions of dollars you have in the stock market, because if the Phillies win, we're all headed to a depression, recession. So, you're a winner either way. Dave, I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't. I'm sorry. I'm trying to lighten your expectations here. I think Houston's too good, but I think Houston's too good. Houston's too good, but Philly's hotter. Like Philly's definitely a more together, hotter team where they're riding more momentum here. So you definitely got a shot. Joe, you think your bet holds up, or do you think Houston wins?
I think, one, Philly's playing with house money at this point, and I think, two, that makes them a dangerous, scary team. I totally agree. Houston's a better roster, but baseball's the sport where a hot pitcher, you can win a series.
Yeah, remember,
you just need a David Freese. That's all you need.
And I'll give you two quick ones. There were two teams that went 7-0 in the MLB recently in the playoffs and went to the World Series. It was the Kansas City Royals. They lost, and I forget the other one off top, but they lost. Colorado Rockies. That's who it was. So
Colorado Rockies went to the World Series. When the hell
they lost to the Red Sox. Red Sox beat them.
Really?
So I want to say it was 2007. Because the Phillies, they beat the Phillies in the first round that year. So watch out these teams that are, like Joel said. We'll see. Like, it'll be fun. That's all. I'm not, I'm happy either way. I'm playing with house money.
You got to take it down, man. You never know where you get back. That's why I thought when the Mets faced the Royals, I'm like, I'm happy they're there. And then it's 20 years later and they're still not there again. So me and Joel are still fighting that pain. But good luck to your games this week. Good luck to the Phillies, man. Good luck with all your bets, everybody. Hop in the expert chat. Good luck in your golf games. We have a PGA DraftCast they can go back and check out before. And Joe, you guys are terrible, man. Like I said the other day to see him, man. 95-1 is not good enough. We need triple digits if you're going to be calling out players' names here. And continue doing what you guys do. NCAA football show on Friday, NFL pre-lock show on Sunday morning. So much great content going on. So check us out. We're out of here, though, for tonight.